So it's all to play for still.
I think so. Do you want to bet against us?
Hi Villa fans, welcome to For the Love of Paul McGrath podcast, and the team is already out. I'm sure you guys will know, but let me just share up my screen and we can take a look through it. So why isn't it sharing? There we go, at this stage. So the team is out, and as I kind of predicted last night, it's pretty much our starting 11 with Martinez in goals, Konza, Diego Carlos, Pau Torres and Dina, Bailey, McGinn, Douglas Luiz and Rogers with Tielemans off Watkins. I think I may have said last night he might play Diaby off Watkins or Bailey off Watkins, but Tielemans is in there tonight in a role we've seen him excelling within Europe, so absolutely no qualms with that starting 11 at all. On the bench, we have Olsen, Gauchi, Alex Moreno, Diaby, Zaniola, Duran after his excursions today, Young Tim, Kessler Hayden, and Omari Kellyman. So I suppose when you look at that bench, we're short on defenders. So, we don't want any of our defenders going down limp today at all because obviously Callum Chambers not being registered and Clement Longley being out with a small injury at the moment is leaving us with only two fullbacks in the squad there. So I would imagine, that it's going to be a case of not, wrap our centre halves and bubble wrap, which is going to be difficult because this Lille team is an attacking force. It does have some really good attacking players in Jagrova up front and Cavella and Jonathan David, not to mention some of the other players that they have there as well. So Paddy's going to join us in a moment. I'm just going to come to some of your comments. I'm just going to take this off the stage for a second. Where else are we there? So a couple of you guys saying big win needed tonight. Garrett McDonough, good to see you, Garrett. Big win needed. Would love a clean sheet. James is saying that we need to kill the game off tonight. The Welland Valley is excited for this one as well. And David Dwyer is saying want a minimum 2-goal lead to take over there, but it won't be easy. The Welland Valley, sorry for yawning, is letting us know that Olympiacos are 2-0 up against Fenerbahce, which is surprising. Well, it kind of is surprising. I think Olympiacos have signed some pretty decent players there this season, and I think they were actually looking to make a tilt to the European competition this year. But yeah, 2-0 up against Fenerbahce. Fenerbahce have done the same thing. They were looking to have a tilt off Europe as well, with all the turmoil going on in the Turkish league at the moment. Maybe that's not in Fenerbahce's favour. That you don't know what our games are going to finish in the Turkish league at the minute, which is a very big shame considering the footballing hinterland that place is. And obviously we were linked to a Fenerbahce player today as well, in Ferdy. So yeah, might do a small piece on him as well later on in the week. Well, I was going to say later on in the week when today is Thursday, but one of those might come out later on as well. Where else are we? Yeah, so Del Boy is saying to hit the like. I would love that too. Sorry, I don't know why I'm yawning. It's one of those things. Just yawning today. I don't know what the story is. I know it usually means that people are tired or that people are bored. I haven't been bored today. I've been busy, if anything. I'm certainly not tired because I got about 12 hours sleep last night. So don't know why I'm yawning. Maybe I just need more oxygen in my system. I think that might be what it is. Alex Roberts just did a wild jig to the opening track. Love it. It's so funny that obviously the do you want to bet against this piece was added in at the start, but that song that we picked from oh Jesus, I can't remember the name of them now. It won't come to me, but yeah, I'll try and find it out before the end of the podcast. But that song we picked, or that I picked when we first started the podcast, was just on a whim, and it grew on me then over a while, and it's certainly grown on other people because I know a lot of people say that they like the opening track of the song, so that's nice to see. Shane Coleman says Bailey starts in Europe. Yeah, a rare start for Bailey, but just shows how much Unai Emery is taking this competition seriously tonight, which is absolutely brilliant. Classic 2 goalkeepers on the bench, says Matt Hans. I genuinely can't think of another player we would have to put in the bench with our squad the way it is at the moment, especially with Chambers not being not being registered. I can't think of anybody else who would come in there. And if they did, they probably played for the 21s 2 nights ago, or was it last night or 2 nights ago? I can't remember. Jonathan Ridgway says that's pretty much our strongest 11 from the players that are fit. Fingers crossed we can get the win. Yeah, I think we can get the win. I'm and CC asks about Duran's excursions. Have I missed something? I'd say just Google John Duran, and you'll be able to see his car in a big heap in the middle of the road. Yeah, he had a bit of a car crash today, but he's fine, obviously, because he's taking his place on the bench, and no one was hurt in it, as far as we know. I think it was one of those ones that looks worse than it is, but yes, he did have a little tip in his massive BMW Jeep today, John Duran. But it'd be just like him to come off the bench now and score. Like that would be total chaos. John Duran come off the bench and score 2 goals, send us off to Lille happy, and hopefully that is the case. Paddy is here. I'm going to bring him in. Paddy, have you seen the team? I'll pop it up there for you. I'm not even sure if you've had a chance to see the team. So Martinez and goals, Conza, Diego Carlos, Pau Torres and Dina, Bailey McGinn, Douglas Luiz, Rogers, Tielemans and Watkins.
Well, he's gone strong. I don't see any weaknesses there. Yeah, there's no tantrum involved in this one. No. There's nobody changed to make the team stronger. So look, we said it in the preview. We need to go and try and finish the job tonight, or at least put a significant score on the board to make it harder for them before when we go to Lille, because that'll be a different ball game altogether. So yeah, I'm happy with the team. Looking forward to a decent game and hopefully an increased performance on the weekend.
Yeah, look, as I said, I was saying there that a lot of people, I've listened to a couple of Villa podcasts, and a lot of people are saying that we're going to need a 2-goal lead out of today going to Lille. And I kind of highlighted it in last night's podcast as well, that Lille are mighty at home. They've got the top record in France at home this season, but like, European football is different, and I know there's a lot being made out of the fact that Villa had a bit of a tantrum with the Premier League about the fact that Lille have like 9 days in between games. Like, they don't play until they play us again. 7 days in between games, but they don't play until they play us again next Thursday. And the whole reason for that is that the French Football Federation moved the game for them to allow them to have the best chance to progress within Europe. But yeah, it's an interesting one. I think there's going to be changes at the weekend, but for me, I think any win today is what Villa want, and then take it to Lille. Like, if it's 1-0, you go to Lille. I still think we can protect a 1-0 lead in Lille. I do. I think we're a lot better team, I think, than people think about us. I know regularly after a loss, you'll go on Twitter and you'll say we haven't performed since Christmas. We haven't got the results we got before Christmas, after Christmas. I will agree on that, but I think we have performed since Christmas, and we're a good team. Teams are obviously, like, it's people say, "Oh, we've been found out." That's another thing. And sorry, I know I'm going off topic here now slightly, but people say, "Oh, we've been found out." Of course, we've been found out. Every single team in the league has been found out at some stage. We found Man City out, and Arsenal, and then Arsenal just used that template and found them out as well to draw 0-0 with them. We're not a complete team, but is what I'm getting at here. And we're going to have ups and we're going to have downs. We're going to have purple patches and we're going to have non-purple patches. But I still think that we can go and get a result in Lille and protect a 1-0 lead. So if it's only 1-0 tonight, or even if we go 0-0, I still think we can go to Lille and get a win, because we're a damn good team. We're fourth in the best league. We're joint fourth in the best league in the world. And we're in the quarterfinals of European competition, so I'm full of optimism with regards to this. At 6 minutes to 7 before the match.
Well, I wouldn't be as optimistic as you. I think we need to try and seal the deal tonight, and I do believe we'll win the game by two goals. I'm going for a 2-0 win today. And I haven't even seen the Lille team. I just think that's how we need to be. That's our aim for tonight, is to get ahead and make them come at us in Lille and hit them on the break, similar to how we set up against Ajax. But it's going to be a completely different ball game, Lille away as opposed to Ajax away. So we certainly don't see a 0-0 draw in Lille. So we might have to go there and score. So it's better that we go there and score and already have 2 on the board here. That's my prediction anyway.
Yeah, and like you said, you're going for 2-0. I'm actually going with a 1-0 Villa win tonight, but I'm still I'm optimistic we can go to Lille and get a result. That's where my optimism comes from. It's like I think a win tonight is just imperative. Keep the whole thing on the road, send us there. Like what I suppose what I was getting at was, sometimes, look, I'm seeing a lot of people say we have to win by 2 goals to go to Lille, and I just think that's just false. I just think it is. Yes, it's ideal. Look, don't get me wrong. If we go there with a 5-0 win, it's absolutely ideal. That's brilliant. But I think I've all the optimism in the world we can go there even with a 0-0 draw tonight and get a result in Lille. Like if Lille are like we've shown that we can get results in Europe. You know, we've gone out against AZ. I know they're not the quality of Lille. We've gone out against Ajax, and we've not lost either of those 2 teams. So that's what I mean. We're a team that we can go to Lille and get a result. But obviously, like you, I want to have the thing wrapped up this evening. Makes it an awful lot easier for us then to concentrate on the league. Maybe on Saturday, concentrate on the league next the Sunday after, or Sunday, this coming Sunday, and the Sunday afterwards as well, which will be the game that I'm there for. But I just find sometimes that, you know, there's the narrative of having to have 2 goals. Then if we win 1-0, people are almost unhappy at that, and I don't think people should be. I'm kind of getting my post-match speech out of the way a bit earlier today.
Well, you are, and you're not taking into account what can happen between now and next Thursday, and injuries and suspensions and whatever can go on. So that's my number one.
Paddy, we could win 6-0 and have 6-0 of injuries and suspensions and stuff like that.
Yeah, but we're 6-0 up. We're 6-0 up.
Yeah, I know. We could lose 7-6. We could lose 7-0, and you know. Yeah. So I still think we can hold on to a 0. We could hold on to a 1-0 lead in Lille. I do.
Good for you. I don't.
Yeah. I know. Neither of us are wrong. I'm just saying, like, there will be piss and vinegar if we only win 1-0, and I think that's unfair in this team. And that's not from you. I mean, that's from the whole. That's from everyone. That's from Villa Twitter.
We're up against top class opposition, albeit we're up against top class opposition with the king of 2-legged football in the dugout for us. So it's all about how he approaches and manages this game, and we've seen from the team selection that he wants to go and win the game. So let's get the job done tonight. Let's not do peak Villa and go there with a 0-0 or a 1-0 or you know, just let's go and take the pressure off us just for once, and let the people who are going to Lille go and enjoy themselves, hopefully with the tie over. That's what I'd like to see happen. But I think 2-0 is conservative enough, given the fact that we're at home under the lights of Villa Park. It's going to be busy. It's going to be raucous. We've got our best team at our disposal. And I think we can go and win 2-0. And I think we can do that handy. But
absolutely. And once again, sorry, I didn't make my point well. If Lille are this great team that we can't go there and protect a 1-0 lead, then why do people think we can beat them 3 or 4-0 tonight? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying Lille deserve more respect coming to Villa Park, and that we may not win 2, 3, 4-0 tonight. We'd love to, is what I'm saying. But if Lille, like, there's a contradiction. Sorry, and I didn't get my point out correctly. It's not anything against you. It's just stuff that I read online. Is that we need to be 3-0 up to go to Lille, and then you're kind of going, well, if Lille are so good, how do we expect to be 3-0 up, is what I'm saying. So, you know, 1-0 win, a 2-0 win, absolutely fine. I think we need to go to Lille with a lead, obviously. And look, hey, I'm not trying to say that we can't win today. As I said, I'm optimistic in the fact that I think we'll win over 2 legs, no problem. It's just I don't know what the scoreline will be tonight. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was a 1-0.
Having been in that stadium, and we'll talk about it next week. That stadium is incredible. An incredible noise. It's raucous. It's not the place you want to be chasing the game. So that's why I want this to be put together, put done and dusted today. We have our best team out, and hopefully that will come into the biggest factor of it. Our best team is better. Our best team is better than their best team, but on a different stage of playing them in their home ground, it's a different story altogether. That's all I'm saying. So tonight, I expect the fans to be as raucous as they will be next week, and make this one of the great nights of Villa Park, atmosphere-wise, and try and get the job done tonight.
And Villa have been to, as Ed, this like they've been to a lot of raucous grounds. I think it'll stand to them as we get on later into the competition. Like if it is Olympiacos or Fenerbahce, let's say we get over Lille and Lille have a raucous crowd. Hey, you ain't going to get any shrinking violets in Greek football or in Turkish football either, you know.
And
And
look,
then if let's just say
hopefully all this is a learning curve and a learning process as we head into hopefully Champions League football next year.
Absolutely.
And that's what all this is about. So we have all these players who are learning from this process, but it's not going to be easy tonight, not by any stretch of the imagination. So, and it's definitely not going to be easy next week. So if we can get the job, all I'm saying is if we can get the job done tonight, get the job done.
100%.
And let's make our life a little bit easier next week. But
absolutely.
That's not playing down. I saw someone in the comments saying, am I writing off Lille? Absolutely not. Complete opposite.
No, it was just someone saying we were writing off. I thought there was someone saying that I thought that was conversation about throwing. No, maybe I didn't see it. We're certainly not writing off Lille. If anything, we're showing our trepidation about Lille.
Shane asked us to play down Lille. No. I'm bigging us up at home in our stadium where we've got the best bunch of fans that can really go and make life difficult for them tonight, and hopefully that's what happens. Exactly,
100%. When we're at the business end, as you said, the 5th ever time Villa have played in the European quarter-final. The 5th ever time. That's only the 5th ever time, I would say, because before that statistic was on Twitter last night, I know for a fact a couple of people messaged me and went, "Jesus, I would have thought Villa were more European Cup finals than that," but they haven't been. Quarterfinals than that, they haven't been. It's only the 5th time it's ever happened. So tonight's a night to cherish. Tonight's a night to celebrate. It's a night to smile. And I think they're going to go out and play well tonight. As I say, I know I said I think it's going to be a 1-0 tonight. I want it to be more. I'm going to, like you, Paddy, I'm going to predict a 2-0 win tonight. I think we're going to get goals. I think Morgan Rogers gets on the score sheet again tonight. I just think that's a guy who almost reflects like you see him, he's always smiling. He's always smiling whenever he's on the ball, whenever he's not on the ball, when someone else scores. He just has a love of the game about him. And I was delighted to see him score at the weekend. You know, I think that he's going to drift into those positions. He's going to become a handful. He's going to make sure that they're actually, we didn't even bring up their team yet. I presume it's Benjamin Andre and Bentaleb in there as their two holders. But let's take a look at it. But I think he's going to have a big game tonight, and I think Ollie Watkins is going to score as well tonight, because I think he's going to target the young guy, even though he's an absolute super defender. We saw another super defender last night for Barcelona. What a great player that kid's going to turn out to be. This guy's going to be every bit as good as him, Euro. And I think Ollie Watkins is going to score another header tonight. And that's going to be my prediction. 2-0 Aston Villa.
Yeah, they've gone fairly much as predicted. Can you can't call it up there?
I'm just going to bring it up there, yeah. There we go. Bringing it up. So they've got Chevalier in goals, Tony Santos, Euro, Diakate and Ismaili, Bentaleb and Andre Holden, with Zegrova, Haraldson and Goodmanson behind them. So to me, I thought they would have played Remy Cabella inside there behind Jonathan David, but they've brought in Goodmanson. On the bench, they've got old Arsenal legend Vito Minoni and Sunderland legend on the bench in Vito Minoni. Negrel, Alexandro, Toure, Angel Gomez makes the bench as well. Boadi, Cabella, as I mentioned, Yazici, Cavaliero, Moraes, and Ferra on the bench. So obviously they've got people that can bring off the bench there, Cabella and Yazici. They've got Angel Gomez or Angel Gomez, however you pronounce it, there to bring off the bench as well. So they've got some firepower they can bring in there, just like we do as well, in like Zaniolo, Duran, Diaby, Alex Moreno, if we need to bring him off the bench, and young Tim as well.
Yeah. The big difference here is the inclusion of Goodmanson and Zegrova is that they're two out and out wingers.
Yeah.
So this is either a 4-3-3 or a 4-5-1 out of position, and that will make that midfield fairly compact with Bentaleb, Andre, and Haraldson in there. All fairly young, apart from the ones I mentioned last night. Ismaili is in his mid-30s.
34, I think. I checked it up after you said it. I think he's 34.
And Benjamin Andre is 33. So, and Bentaleb must be, he's 29. Okay, not too bad. But yeah, 22-year-old goalkeeper. Many people would say he could be probably their weakest link. So plenty shoot early, shoot often, and it's not our style to be shooting from outside the box. But it'll be interesting to see how this pans out. But yeah, so I think the big news is that he's played both of those, Goodmanson and Zagrova, and to see how they're deployed will be interesting.
Well, Goodmanson is a kind of a left back come left winger. You know, he's more of a left back than he is a left winger. So that's an interesting one for me to be in there, to be in that position. Obviously, being the guy that they've started instead of like Cabea is definitely that tricky winger that plays up top, or that number 10 that plays up top. You know, whereas Goodmanson is a bit more defensive nous in him, and that's probably for Leon Bailey. I would say Goodmanson is probably there to help out with Tony Santos there with Leon Bailey, or maybe it's a fact that Santos plays in front, because Santos is really good left back. Somebody we're going to have to keep an eye on. He's really good, and Goodmanson, maybe they can interchange there on that left hand side. So that's going to be an interesting one to see how that one.
Santos not play at right back and Ismaili at left back.
I thought it was the opposite way around. I thought Santos played at left back. Could be right.
I'm nearly sure Ismaili is a left back. I could be wrong. It's a left backs union taking over now. I can usually spot a left back.
Could be, yeah. You're actually right. Yeah. Thiago Santos will be at right back tonight. Yeah. So there you go. Goodmanson is in to protect Ismaili, so definitely in there to protect the 34-year-old's legs from Leon Bailey later on. So here we go. And as Sigurd says here, Haraldsson one to watch as well. Yeah, the Icelandic, another Icelandic player in there as well. Sorry, not another one, because Gudmundsson is Swedish, but he's an Icelandic player in there to watch for sure. Anything else, Paddy?
No, not with that team. I think it's fairly straightforward. Apart from seeing how those two guys line up, I think everything else is fairly straightforward. Look, it's just down to this really strong team we've put out now to go and do us the job that we hope and pray for tonight and get it over the line. And that's just where I want to be at 10 o'clock tonight, is just sitting relaxing in my seat, knowing that we've half a job done. By no means will we get the job finished tonight, but it would be nice to as we say in Ireland, too smart Latin Hibra. If we can get half the job done tonight, we'll be laughing.
Wasn't expecting you to throw out a couple of fuckle there, Paddy. I definitely wasn't. You definitely brought me back in the room anyway there when I was trying to find out who the ref was, because Del Boy was saying not going to ask Paddy about the ref, but I was looking there. I was looking feverishly, and I really don't care, because we probably won't know anything about him anyway, so it doesn't matter. Somebody asked for the team again. Let me pop up I think it might have been Philly asked for the team. So just before we go, I'm going to do a little roundup. If you want to put in your scores there, I'll do a little roundup of that as well. But our starting 11 is Martinez, Conza, Diego Carlos, and Pau and Dina, Bailey, McGinn, Douglas, Louise, and Rogers, with Tielemans and Watkins. The bench is Olsen, Gauchi, Alex Moreno, Diaby, Zaniolo, Duran, Urug Bunum, Kessler Hayden, and Omari Kellyman as well on the bench. So nice team. Can't really complain about it. It's the best team we have.
And the referee is sandwiched in between the two Scandinavian players. He's a Norwegian, Espen Eskas, a 35-year-old from Norway. So he should be still fit at 35 years of age, getting around the pitch. But fairly decorated at underage tournaments by this little synopsis here. So let's see what he brings tonight, and hopefully we don't have to talk about him, and we just talk about. I
will say though, the refereeing over the last couple of days of Champions League, I thought it's been pretty good, and I've watched all 4 games. I thought it's been pretty good. So hopefully they've saved a couple of good ones for the Conference League and the Europa League as well. That's on definitely West Ham's game and Liverpool's game anyway. I don't care about the rest of them, but hopefully they've saved some good ones for that as well. Scores are coming in there thick and fast. Jim Kernan thinks it's going to be 2-1. Captain Nugget thinks it's 2-0, and Junior Bennett 2-0 as well. Be Happy is going with 3-1. Actually, Lee Bruce makes a brilliant point here. Are Arsenal going to have one eye in the return leg in Munich on Sunday? Ponder on that one, everybody. Ponder on that one. That might be a conversation to have. So Dave Burke is going for 3-1. Shane Mead is going with 1-0. Anwar is going with 2-0. Tyrone is going with 4-1. David Dwyer is going with 3-1. Dave Bond is going with 3-1. 3-2 is Aaron Cunningham. Mark Wood is saying he'll accept a 4-0 win. Osgerm is going with 2-1. Garrett McDonough is going 4-0. My beard is looking sculpted. Lovely. Brilliant, because I've done nothing on it. I think it's just the fact that it's all now grey. Or the majority of it is now grey. So I think that's just why it looks a bit more sculpted than it is. Brendan Townsend is going with 2-0. Too Small Latla Hibra is Shane Coleman for 3-1 win. Daz Bull is going with 3-1. 5-3 is English Richard Parks. 3-0 says Michael O'Brien. 5-2 says Lewis Sprigg. RA Venture says 3-2. Duncan is going with 3-1. Western Oud is going with 2-0. Philly's going with 2-1. Jordy Villain is going with 1-0 or 1-1 at half time. Villain scored twice in the second half, so 3-0 or 3-1. Jared is going with 2-1. Jonathan Ridgway is going for a 5-5. Carl Kennedy is going with 4-0. 2-1 says Well End Valley. Gene Taylor is going with 2-0. Spicy Pricey is going with a 1-1 or 2-2. Paul Miller is going with a 2-1. I always struggle with this one. J, because it's all the I's and the J's. I don't know whether is there only one I and J in there, but anyway, it's IJ 1982. I'm going to go with is going with 3-1. Manuel is going with 3-1. Yuri score first. Matt Parker is going for 4-1. Techno Obliterator is going with 3-0. Gazhawks is going with 3-3. Flange is Positive Vibes going with 2-0. CC's going with 3-1. Cash is Converted Villa Wife is saying 2-1, and Cash himself is saying 3-0. Mark Travers is going with 3-1. AVFC Watsy is going 1-all. John Ford is going with 4-2, and 2-2 for Roger Moore. We can't. And he says that this one is going to penalties. God, I hope not. If it is, we bring back Phil King. Mike Collins is going with a 1-all. I'm not finishing up on a draw. Somebody put in the Villa are going to win there for a minute. Quickly so I can finish up. But no, they're discussed. There it is. Lewis Fryer with the 2-0 win. 4-0 says Richard Noyes. Excellent. So look, as I said, it's an absolutely fantastic opportunity for Villa tonight against a really, really good team. A lot of people have said whoever wins this wins the Conference League. You can never count on that, but just go away and win tonight, and then you have a better chance of winning the Conference League anyway afterwards. So we will be back again with a post-match podcast, everyone, as well. Bang on. It's 3-1 now in Olympiacos and Fenerbahce. Wow. 3-0, should I say. We will be back with a post-match podcast. Bang on the final whistle, win, lose, or draw. So hopefully you'll join us for that. There's 666 people in the watching this. I don't know whether that's a good or a bad omen for the game tonight. But thank you so much, everybody, for watching and for listening. 667 now, thank God. But give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscription. Costs you nothing to do it. Helps the podcast. And if you like what you see, join us again. Bang on final whistle. We'll be back with a post-match podcast, win, lose, or draw. And we hope we will be absolutely screaming from the rafters with an Aston Villa 12-0 win. That would be absolutely fantastic. Obviously being facetious when I say that. But let's go and get ourselves sorted. The game is on in 45 minutes, and we'll see you back here. Bang on the final whistle. And until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and all that's left to say is up the Villa.
Up the Villa.